Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk. I am your host, Saieed Ali, spiritual consultant and real estate businessman. Remember, for those of you that are having spiritual problems, you can contact me at 339-1670. For those of you that have properties to sell or looking for property to buy, you can also contact me at 339-1670. Now, I want to say a special good night to you viewers of Real Talk in Trinidad, in Tobago, in Guyana, in Grenada, in Barbados, in St. Vincent, and around the globe. Good night to you viewers. You can tell your friends, your family, that Real Talk is going live. So you can grab your coffee, grab your tea, sit down and be entertained as we deal with current issues of the day that are facing human beings in Trinidad and Tobago. And maybe some of the stories that I bring to you, maybe you all in the Caribbean are going through the same thing. So feel free to call in, voice your concern and your opinions. Remember, my studio lines are 237-3135. Feel free to call in, make your comment. Your comment is very valid and highly appreciated. It shows that you are concerned and you care about the issues that we are dealing with presently in our country. So viewers, tell your friends and your family, Real Talk is going live. Now remember, you can look us up on Facebook at TT Real Talk, like our page. You can subscribe to our YouTube link, and you will know when we go live on national television. So a good night to you viewers. I want to say a special good night to a good friend of mine, JP Khan. Mr. Akbar Khan and his lovely wife. You know, they are always locked on to Real Talk. This individual is a noble individual. He has been in the justice system for the last 55 to 56 years. He's one of the most experienced JP in Trinidad and Tobago. For the northern part of Trinidad and Tobago, the officers them that have to have warrants signed, this is the individual that they go by. He is well known, he is very educated, and he is one of the only men in Trinidad that have gotten an invitation to visit the Pope. He is writing a book. I think it's almost finished, so it will be out in the market soon, and you will hear about Mr. Akbar Khan and the wonderful charitable work that he has been doing thus far. Now, he said to me once, he said, Saeed, I am the only man that held a Christmas parade from Sandy Grande to Port of Spain. And it was the biggest. I was like, wow. It was like, wow. So tonight I want to say a special shout out to Mr. Akbar Khan and his lovely wife and family who is always locked on. As we are about to start our program, viewers, caller on the lines already. Caller, good night.
Yes, good night, Saeed. I wanted you to, I'm calling in because I want you to highlight something for me. Would you be able to do that?
What is that?
Well, I'm calling from Shishilla Drive in Chase Village. And what is going on here, we have a drain where raw sewage is in the drain.
Okay.
And it's coming from a building on the street. We called the health department for a month. We called the minister, we called everybody, and it's been going on 1 month. Raw sewage people are getting sick on the street.
Okay.
Shishilla Drive in Chase Village.
Leave your number with my operator, and I will contact you tomorrow. Thank you. Now, viewers, I am going back to Candice Santana, the masquerader that was insulted by Dr. Ford Kand when he told her to hush, shut up. He called her a tub. You see, One thing with Real Talk is about I bring the issue to you, the people. Now today, after ponging on this individual since Monday and letting him know, for a health minister, you should have never said or made a statement like that to an individual. Now you are a businessman. I understand that bag and drugs is your pharmacy. Now when you are a minister, a former minister in health, and you know you have a pharmacy running, you deal with medical issues with the people, and you expect them to come to your pharmacy to purchase drugs. Now when you make statements like these, do you think the public is going to support you and your pharmacy? No. After beating on this topic for the last Monday, Tuesday, today is Wednesday. After coming here and letting you the people know about that individual making that statement, after holding the office as a former health minister, today he released an apology statement. Put it up on screen, guys. An apology statement to Ms. Santana. And now he wants to meet her and work with her because of her size. You see, to me, viewers, this was an issue to me. This was an issue to the fat people in Trinidad and Tobago and outside Trinidad as well. Because I am definitely sure that when Mr. Khan travels to other countries, he does meet fat people. Knowing that you made that statement, knowing that you live in Trinidad, knowing you are a former health minister, knowing you are a doctor, knowing you are a businessman, and you're making a statement like this about fat people. So when you go outside into the world, you're not only going to meet slim people or thin people or maga people like Saeed. You understand? So he released an apology statement today that he was sorry for calling her tub. And even when I continue to bash this issue, yesterday the woman's arm of the PNM decided to step out and support the masquerader. Just imagine that. Because I stood my grounds. I grounded my feet, keep my focus on dealing with the issue that is at hand. Now, after he realized he did something wrong, today he is saying, I am sorry. Forgive me. Accept my apology. So after I continue hitting the hammer on the nail head and making sure the nail gets in, he's saying sorry. So you see, this is what Real Talk is about. That was an issue to me. That was an issue to the community. That was an issue to the people of Trinidad and Tobago, and by extension, the Caribbean. Or the US, or UK, or Canada, wherever you may travel and meet fat people. Even on the plane sitting next to you. It could have a tub next to you sitting down. Now he wants to meet her and work with her. I tell you, Trinidad, Trinidad's a funny place, you know. Excuse me. It's really, really funny. So that was the statement, the apology that was released by Mr. Khan. That is why Real Talk have been the third most viewed program in the Caribbean, because we deal with the issue at hand. Shifting from that a little bit, viewers, just a follow-up on the Venezuela crisis with the power outage that caused several states in Venezuela to shut down. Now, today, several parts of Venezuela, electricity was resumed to the public. But listen this now. When the electricity was restored to certain parts of Venezuela, the chief opposition is alleged investigating the want-to-be president of Venezuela, Mr. Guaido. It is alleged that he is being investigated for the nation power grid outage. I expected something like this. I expected that when the electricity came back up and the power started to circulate in Venezuela, they would want to go after Mr. Guaido. It's like the same thing in Trinidad. The present governing body would go after the opposition. So it is alleged that he is the cause for the nation to be in darkness, for Venezuela to be in darkness. Well, I hope they do find what they are looking for. I do hope that, because politics is a dirty game. It's very, very dirty. As we see in Trinidad and Tobago, coming around election time, what does take place? Councillor's office being firebombed, MP office being broken into, documents go missing. When they have UNC or PNM or whatever political meeting, we hear of scrimmage taking place, of fighting, of bloodshed, of some persons being arrested. So this is the kind of thing that goes on during an election campaign. So I was expecting that from the chief opposition. Viewers, we are going for a short break, but stay locked on. This is Real Talk. I am Saieed Ali. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk. I'm your host, Saieed Ali. Consultant and investor businessman.
Can't watch Real Talk on TV? Have no fear. You can also watch Real Talk on the go live on YouTube and Facebook at Real Talk with Saieed Ali on YouTube.com and TT Real Talk on Facebook.com. Don't forget to like us and share us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the notification bell. Get your ad on the show that matters. Real Talk with Saieed Ali. It's engaging, entertaining, and straight to the point. Real Talk brings the issues of the day to the people. It's Real Talk with Saieed Ali. It's local, regional, and international. It's Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Get your ad now. Call 1-868-237-3135 or 1-868-339-1670.
Welcome back to Real Talk, viewers. Now I want to touch on our Commissioner of Police, Mr. Gary Griffith. Now the public seems to be having a little problem. Police Commissioner Gary Griffith is taking steps to revamp the TTPS with polygraph testing, drug testing. He said, I don't want the bad police officers to support me. I want them to get their act together. Now, this is what our police commissioner, Mr. Gary Griffith, had to say.
Polygraph testing, drug testing, put in systems to measure their performance, put in GPS to make sure you can see the speed of a vehicle to have them accountable, making sure that police officers are disciplined if they misquote. These things were always there. It could be done. Because I'm doing it now, people are upset. Checking systems to make sure officers do not abuse the overtime when they were getting $70,000 a month, working 22 hours a day for 30 days and being signed by senior officers. Those things I'm doing. Don't get me wrong. This is a very small percentage of police officers.
Now, viewers, there are certain rogue officers that are having problems. There are certain individuals in Trinidad and Tobago that they are having problems in the way the Commissioner of Police is dealing with things presently. You know why they are having problems? Now, these steps were always there. The initiative that he is taking was always there. But the thing is, our previous commissioners, I don't know if they were afraid to take steps or they were afraid of their family being targeted or allegedly in the pockets of criminal elements in Trinidad and Tobago. Now we have a commissioner, because for many years I have not seen a commissioner stood up to the public and said, I am going to do this, and do it. I have not seen that for many, many years. And for some reason, the public is not accepting the change that our commissioner is bringing to the TTPS. Now I will tell you something. You see, change, I get to realize that the people in Trinidad and Tobago refuse to change. They don't like change. And that is causing a problem. That is why the commissioners have to defend his position on a daily basis, because there are individuals in Trinidad and Tobago will do everything in their power to make sure that he do not go forward. Change is something we Trinidadians don't like. It has caused a problem to us. It has caused a problem. And I just always say, if we decide to change the way that we think and change the behavior pattern as us as human beings, Trinidad would be a better place. The paradise that we once had would actually come back. Just imagine 15 years old being charged for murder. Imagine that. 15 years old. When children go to school, they're fighting in school. They're walking with knife and marijuana in their bags and going to school. Because I remember I was dealing with a matter that I brought it to the attention of the Minister of Education. And he said to me, he cannot do anything about that because it is alleged that individuals in Silot were connected to a gang, and the boys and them were going to school and they were bullying a young girl. And when I brought the attention to the Minister of Education, he said he can't do anything about that. So I asked him if I have to take the matter to the Attorney General. If he is the Minister of Education. Or if I had to take the matter to Rohan Sinanan. Like Rohan Sinanan is the Minister of Education. when you own a portfolio, work with your portfolio. Or the people around you, work with them. Otherwise, if they don't change, fire them and recruit a new set. That's how I just think. This is how Saieed Ali just think. If I have 20 people working for me or 100 people working for me, and none of them performing their duties, is $100 going home and 100 coming back out. As long as they decide to make change, there will be change in Trinidad. That is why our commissioner, on a daily basis, does have to be defending his position. Like I said, our former Commissioner of Police, Mr. Stephen Williams, he's saying the TTPS is breaking the law by wearing the camouflage suit. But like I also said, when our commissioner took up the position, he brought it to the public with piteous that he will be changing the way of the TTPS. But it is a problem. You see, I am glad that he did that. The reason for this is that there are too many criminals out there with TTPS uniform. Caller, good night.
Good night, Saieed. How are you going?
All right, go right ahead.
Saieed, we in this country always look in the wrong places for the answers to solve the problem that we have in. Everybody looking at the police service to solve crime in this country.
True.
And that is totally the opposite.
Yes, yes.
The major problem in this country, you see that judiciary, that all these judges and lawyers, and that is what creating and breeding criminal men in this country. Just imagine, 2 men got held for trying to burn down a house with 10 people in it. And one of the men got bail
of $100,000.
Of $100,000. So, if all these 10 people lose their life, the value of a life would have been at $10,000.
Yep.
That is how the
Well
magistrates
said.
see it in this country.
Well
that
said.
A life values $10,000. So 10 people's life was threatened. They could have died. And a magistrate grant a arsonist $100,000 bail. So when you think that we should be looking at the police commissioner Gary Griffith to trying to bring down crime in this country, we looking in the wrong place. We're trying to blame the wrong person.
Exactly.
Where we need to focus our attention and get right in this country is that judiciary. And then we have a man who is sitting at the head of the judiciary. You can't know where he stands. A married man, we have all kind of affairs with outside man and all kind of nonsense in this country. And we still have he sitting at the head of the judiciary. So what you would expect for the rest of the sheep to follow?
With a big allegation.
Exactly. So people in this country, ponging the police service, causing all kind of bacchanal with the police service, and the real element of we're manifesting and breeding the criminal element is the judiciary. That is what we have to focus on. Get rid of them. Get rid of the CJ. Put competent personnel to run them system, and then you will see things changing in this country.
True.
Have a good night.
Thank you, my friend. You see, and this is the same thing, and it's been saying time after time and time after time again. Because you will catch a rapist, and when you do check, that rapist have 5 or 6 cases of rape going on, and he's still getting bail. You're still granting him bail. Officers will do their hard work, do their investigation with information being passed on to them. Big raid. When they make their raid, they end up in front of the magistrate. You have 20 gun cases going on. You're on your 21 case, and you are still being granted bail. That is why I have decided to push the sex offender registry to go public. To go public. And I am waiting on my good friend, the Attorney General, to say, yes, we are going to make it public, and that is it. I hammered that legislation for days on Real Talk. For days. Until the various arms kept meetings and decided to let it go public. Tell you, around Carnival, they had this 21 years with a 16-year-old in Moruga Forest. When officers hold him and did a search on him, that where they hold him on Carnival weekend was his 7th sexual assault case. 7th, and you're still granting them bail to come outside and harm other people children and rape them, and oh my gosh. You see, I is an individual that will bring the issue to the people. I will put the issue on the table and beat it until we get answers from it. This is what Real Talk is about. It's about changing our mental capacity. It's about changing the way we do things and changing the way we think. Today a parent, not parents but grandparents, visited me today. Two individuals, now listen this. Their young grandson was liming a girl, both of them under the age of 18. Both of them. For some reason, the girl decided to break up with her male companion. And she moved on. Now, this is real, you know. This is an incident that was brought before me today. The boy, young boy, going to school, decided to put a knife in his bag and started to go to school with that. Because he couldn't handle the young girl walking out of his life. Keep in mind, both of them are under 18. The grandparents saw what was taking place and visited me today. Now listen this. I just do a lot of counseling. Because of the fact that I'm spiritually gifted, I could read into you. You know, the Hindu people would go by the pundit, not condemning religion, but I just join a reference. The Hindu people would go by the pundit and say, Baba, we want to read our patra. See what is taking place. The young boy is going counseling. I'm not bashing the counselors. I'm not bashing them. But I want to let her understand the difference. The grandmother said, she said, Saeed, the young boy is going counseling and nothing seems to be working. Nothing. She said, Saeed, I want to bring my grandson for you to talk to him because of the fact that you could look at him and tell him what is going on. I do a lot of counseling. Because of the fact that I'm spiritually gifted, I could read into you and tell you exactly what is causing the problem. If it's X, if it's Y, if it's Z. Tell him mom sat on her couch and she says, Saeed, counseling is not working for the individual. He said, because these counselors and them, they study from a book. She said, what's going on to my son is not from a book. It's a real life incident that is taking place. And the counselors who study the book, he said, they cannot help him. Real life incident. Call her good night. Hello? When Tanti said, Saieed, I want you to see him, I said, organize and bring him. I said, bring him. Because the individual is walking with a knife going to school. He's frustrated because his other half walked out on him and he don't know how to deal with it. Caller, good night.
Good night.
Go right ahead.
Mr. Saieed,
yes?
I was trying to get in touch with you since yesterday. Now I want you to hear me out. Just last year, I was weighing 215 pounds. And from my height and my size, my bone structure, it was too much weight, Mr. Saieed. I had high blood pressure and diabetes, and my cholesterol was high. And I was walking around and everybody was saying, yes, yes, you're looking nice and like this, but I was sick. My doctor had to rough me up. Now I am 150 pounds and I am healthy. These people make too many excuses. They know that that size is not a healthy size, but they make excuses for being that. Under all that, they wish they were slim people. Thanks, Mr. Saieed.
Thank you, my friend. Now, I understand what you're saying. But at the same time, being a doctor and being a former minister of health, you cannot call somebody names. You cannot do that. It shows that you are an unprofessional doctor. Because the public would look at you different. Not me, no. They would look at you. And knowing you are a businessman in the pharmaceutical business, you expect the thin, the thick, and the fat to come. Caller, good night.
Good night, Saieed. How are you?
All right, go right ahead.
All right, two issues. I'll say the health minister is talking about free medical care for the Venezuelans and them, right? But how you getting free medical care for the Venezuelans when the local people is getting help for simple drugs? People have to sit down and wait in the hospital for hours, sometimes days to get a bed. What is it these people making a joke out of this system? Cannot get simple drugs. The other issue here, you see Coco was on suspension, full pay. He got full pay with his suspension. The investigator, he said, recommended Coco go back. So all these things are a joke. I don't know what it is going on. What kind of health system we have? Is it that the health system is so good we give it free to outsiders and our own prime minister had to go away and get seek health care? If the prime minister does not have confidence in our health care, then who on earth must have confidence in it? You know,
exactly.
All these fellas are such a jokers. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, my friend. And that is a valid statement. Because if you are our prime minister and you're going outside our health sector for medical checkup, it clearly states and clearly shows that our health care is going down the line. Our health care is going down the line. And that is to all ministers. To all ministers. Staying on Mr. Diyal Singh. Health Minister Terence Diyal Singh is asking for all the children who are having problems accessing the Children Life Fund that they come into the ministry for a reassessment. Their information and their ministry is putting things in place. Now listen to this, viewers. There are many cases where children and their parents apply to the Life Fund for help. And many of them, because of their disease, they are turned down. But listen to this voice clip.
Under the Principal Medical Office of Institutions, we have now set up protocols and standard operating procedures. So any child that cannot access the CLF will now come to the Ministry of Health and redevise their healthcare protocols going forward. It has already started with a few cases of children with hypoglycemia, that is low blood sugar. So under the Ministry of Health, we are now taking those cases that do not qualify under the CLF. We have developed the standard operating procedures working with the CLF, and they come to the ministry and redo their care plan.
So what our Minister of Health is doing, he is creating another department other than the Children Life Fund. If you do not get through in the Children Life Fund, you can go to this department. So my question is, if you cannot get through with the Children Life Fund here for financial assistance to deal with your problems or getting cash to go abroad and do your medical surgery, if you cannot get through here, how in God's name are you going to come here to get through with this system? How is that going to happen? I tell you, sometimes these ministers just come up with some foolish statement. You cannot access the Children Life Fund, but you're creating something else to go down a different pathway to get help. When you apply to the Children Life Fund, it's because you are asking the government for financial assistance. So if you can't get through here in this corridor, you go down this corridor and get through. When you really need the cash here and the blanket here, or you're not qualified here, you mean you go come here and you go qualify? You tell me, are they for real? Are they for real? Caller, good night.
Oh, good night, Saeed. Good program. I enjoy your program as usual.
Thank you.
But I want to tell you that listening to you, you really is a blessed and gifted fella to have a platform like the one you have here, the one you're hosting, so that callers can come and let their voices be heard.
Yes.
Prime Minister, dictator, left the country, leave people sleeping on the ground in the hospital, no beds, but he go on to get the checkup foreign.
Yep.
And I want the Prime Minister, dictator, and all those in government here that when you commit a sin, the wages of sin is death, and you will die. Look at what happened to coffee. 5 million you had to spend on he. While people dying here, look what happened to coffee. Look what happened to past prime minister and presidents. They couldn't talk. They get sick because they committed crimes against the citizens of the country and make us feel we have no voice. But thank God for your program where our voices can be heard.
Thank you.
You know,
yes.
My brother, the Venezuelans in 1990, 80s, coming up to 1990, I used to go right Carupano and Guerilla to shop. So today, look at the situation they are in. So, brother, we had to treat them good. And what he gave us medical, that's PR. We in the country, as citizens of the country, can't even get Panadol in the hospital. We had to sleep on the ground and wait a whole day before we get attended to. So that's only PR to make the world feel, well, oh, they're going to see about it. And nothing will happen. The poor people will go there and they and all will suffer just as us, or worse than us. All right, brother, so thank you very much. Keep up your program.
Thank you, my friend. Viewers, we are going for a short break, but stay locked on. This is Real Talk. This is Saieed Ali.
Get your ad on the show that matters. Real Talk with Saieed Ali. It's engaging, entertaining, and straight to the point. Real Talk brings the issues of the day to the people. It's Real Talk with Saieed Ali. It's local, regional, and international. It's Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Get your ad now. Call 1-868-237-3135 or 1-868-339-1670.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk. I'm your host, Saieed Ali, consultant and investor businessman.
Can't watch Real Talk on TV? Have no fear. You can also watch Real Talk on the go live on YouTube and Facebook at Real Talk with Saieed Ali on youtube.com and TT Real Talk on facebook.com. Don't forget to like us and share us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the notification bell.
Welcome back to Real Talk, viewers. Now, viewers, we are shifting from Trinidad and Tobago issues to international news that could be affecting to us. A couple of days back, there was an incident with the plane, Boeing 737 MAX 8. I have been following the story closely, very closely. Earlier today, this is a report that was released by CNN earlier this morning.
With the Boeing 737 MAX 8 jets while flying routes in the United States. Much of the world has grounded this jet after 2 deadly crashes in just the last 5 months.
2 key questions this morning. Why are these Boeing jets still flying here in the U.S.? And why does it take the media to uncover all of these concerns from the pilots instead of the FAA or Boeing being transparent about the safety issue?
Now, viewers, that were released on CNN this morning. A little after midday today, Donald Trump released this statement.
We're going to be issuing an emergency order of prohibition to ground all flights of the 737 MAX 8 and the 737 MAX 9 and planes associated with that line. Any plane currently in the air will go to its destination and thereafter be grounded until further notice. So planes that are in the air will be grounded. If they're the 737 MAX, will be grounded upon landing at the destination. Pilots.
This afternoon, Boeing 737 aircraft manufacturer, stopped all their Boeing 737 MAX 8 and MAX 9 from working. All their planes, all their entire fleet was grounded. Now, people would say, and they were called Donald Trump, all different type of names. Now listen this. From December to now, there have been 2 incidents concerning the Boeing 737, that particular fleet. The incident that happened a couple days back in Addis Ababa was the 2nd incident of the Boeing 737 MAX 8. And I look at the stand that Donald Trump took. He immediately grounded and banned all Boeing 737 MAX 8 and 9 from entering or leaving the United States because of the safety of the citizen of the United States of America. In different countries, they have already begun to ban 737 MAX 8 and 9 from entering or leaving their airspace. According to the Aviation Authority in Trinidad and Tobago, CAL is not using the Boeing 737 MAX 8 or 9. They are using the 737-800s. According to CAL, they are the safest plane right now that they are using. They are the safest plane that they are using. And I have been following this story since the incident that happened with the Ethiopia plane crash. It's sad. I have been following this story very, very close. I wanted to know what they were going to do with the rest of the fleet. I wanted to know what Boeing 737 was going to do for the safety of the people of the world and the countries that are using this particular plane. Because if it happened to one in December, and it happened to another one in March, it shows that the safety is not up to standard. So that is two planes, That is two planes in a couple of months. And I love what Donald Trump did for the safety of the citizen of the United States of America. I love that. He stood for the people, whether they liked him or not. And that is a president. That is a president. We are hardly hearing the opposition concerning any issues in Trinidad and Tobago presently. Presently. I was expecting our former Prime Minister, Ms. Kamala Persad-Bissessar, as a woman who led Trinidad and Tobago for 5 years, I was expecting her to stand up and say, how can Ford can make such a remark to a woman? But she said nothing. Nothing. So it's only when Saieed decided to hammer the story, the PNM arm decided to come out, and Ford decided to release a statement. Because somebody was hammering something. Shifting from international, coming back to local viewers. Rohan Sinanan in the Ministry of Works and Transport is saying that heavy trucks are damaging the roads. Now, if heavy trucks are damaging the road, why the hell? And I'm not making no apology for this, you know. Why the hell licensing office registering 12-wheelers truck? Why? Why are they doing that? When you come and you sit down on your seat and you realize heavy trucks are damaging the roads of Trinidad and Tobago, you're supposed to go to licensing office, make a declaration one time, we are not going to license 12-wheelers. We are not. You see, the thing is, we know how to fix the problem. We know how to fix it, but we're not going to fix it. You know what you want to do? You want to charge the owners of the trucks. That's what you want to do. So why you can't stop licensing office from licensing the extra heavy equipment? You know why you wouldn't do that? Because you're collecting a revenue when they license the equipment. So you're licensing the equipment, you're collecting your tax, but you want to charge the owner of the trucks and them for running it on the road. That is, how do you call that? That is sense or that is common sense? Or that is no sense? Caller, good night.
Good night, Saeed.
Go right ahead.
Saeed, I want to make a complaint that the road to going in the dump, the road to going in the dump in Claxton Bay. Saeed, I would like you to take a drive in that road. Saeed, hundreds of garbage trucks will be going in that road. The road is so bad. The road bad will go to your belly. Please, if you could highlight that. Please, Trinidad and Tobago, this Minister of Works, I don't know, he just have to show a picture and just come out. The road in the dump where all the rubbish going. The road is so bad. Saeed, take a drive and I want you to film it and show it for the public.
Thank you, my friend. Now, viewers, we are almost at the end of my show tonight. I have 5 minutes left, but I want to show you a 4-minute video clip of an individual went to Mount Hope. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the view at Mount Hope General Hospital. Guy.
I'm at Mount Hope Medical Complex, and this is the condition of the bathroom. The sinks are totally not working. It's full. The toilet is smelly. The condition in here is really bad, and then they're saying there is no beds, no spaces for the patients. I think Trinidad and Tobago government needs to look into the situations. There's patients all over the ward, and they are not being attended to. Yesterday, my father-in-law came to the hospital, and he has been here since 7 p.m., and yet he hasn't had a room being watered to him, and he's standing out here. And these are some of the people that are just sitting down here doing nothing, taking the taxpayers' dollars, and it seems like nobody cares. They just brush you off, and it seems like if you ask a question, they treat the patient even worse if you're looking into them. I just want the people to know that we should make some noise about it, because you shouldn't be treated that way as a citizen of the world. Look at it. The place is really bad, and then they treat you like if you're a criminal here. So I want the people in Trinidad and Tobago and all over the world to know that the system here is very corrupted and nobody cares. People are sitting here for 2-3 days. He had a stroke, and he's sitting in the hospital here without being attended. He's supposed to be in an ICU unit. And these people here seems like they don't care. They have no compassion or no love. So I'm letting the people in the world know that this is the condition that they have to deal with once you're living in Trinidad and Tobago, and it's really, really bad. Nobody cares. You know, they just banned me from the room. I can't see him. He's not even being attended to in an ICU unit. You're supposed to be attended to every 45 minutes. And the people is just sitting there having a good old time like if they're hanging out at a bar, and I'm very upset. So, yeah, I'm making a live video for people to know what's going on. They don't have beds. They have over 100 people in here, and they don't have a bed for the people. So everybody is everywhere, all over the hospital. This is crazy. This is crazy. This is one of the rooms across here in Trinidad and Tobago, and I'm appalled by the actions. People needs to be taken care of here. This is really, really sad. Nobody's being reprimanded, so they do as they want. And no wonder why people don't like coming to Mount Hope Medical Complex, because people are dying. If you're not getting the attention, what do you expect? I've been chased out of the room so you guys can't see the condition. It's really, really filthy. You should see the bathroom. The toilets are not flushing. This is a hospital, and the sinks are all overflowing. Really, really bad. I'll show you guys again. Imagine, look at that. Look at the condition of the toilets. This is really, really sad, and I'm going to reach out to the news and the media and Italy and Allen and all of these people, because I'm hurt right now. My father-in-law.
Viewers, that was an individual who went to the Mount Hope Hospital for a cause. And we could clearly see, he clearly explained what happened when he was there. So this is Real Talk. This is Saieed Ali, where we bring the issues of the day to you, the people. Viewers, be safe. Join me tomorrow night, same time, same station. Be safe and good night.
Get your ad on the show that matters. Real Talk with Saieed Ali. It's engaging, entertaining, and straight to the point. Real Talk brings the issues of the day to the people. It's Real Talk with Saieed Ali. It's local, regional, and international. It's Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Get your ad now. Call
1-868-237-3135
135
or 1-868-339-1670.